Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host Brett Murphy, and for today's video I have a brand new ranking for you all, and I am going to be ranking all 9 of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So like I've said before, if you've been following this channel for a while or you know me personally, you will likely know that the Halloween season is my absolute favorite time of year. I had a ton of uploads planned for this Halloween season, and unfortunately I barely got to do any of them at all. But these are videos that I was really excited about, this being one of them, so I still wanted to get them out to you all. And what better way to continue the Halloween season cheer than by ranking one of the most popular fan favorite slasher franchises. And this is a series that very much so has some incredibly high highs, but also some magnificently low lows. Before I hop into the actual ranking itself, I just wanted to let you all know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my ranking videos. If you're a fan of movie rankings, I have over 100 rankings on that playlist, so be sure to check that out, and I guarantee you'll find something you like. And so without further ado, let's hop right into things. Number 9, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. So essentially, this movie is borderline unwatchable. I mean, sure, it has some very talented actors like Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, but truth be told, they both suck. It changes the family name from Sawyer to Slaughter, the kills are all severely toned down or completely off-screen, and it ignores the first 2 movies and even the third one completely, and then they've also interjected this weird Illuminati subplot, and it's got some incredibly jarring editing choices that are just ridiculous to say the least. This movie was released 2 separate times under 2 different names, and both versions are horrendous and once again, essentially unwatchable. Number 8, Leatherface: The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. This one isn't unwatchable like the last one, but it's still pretty friggin' horrible. I mean, Viggo Mortensen is in it, I guess for you Lord of the Rings fans out there, you might find some enjoyment in that for whatever reason. The kills are just, once again, unbelievably toned down. All of the characters are awful, except for Ken Foree, because he's just awesome all the time. It ignores the first 2 movies entirely, because, as you know if you've seen the first 2 movies, at the end of the second one, the entire Sawyer family is killed off. And then it also, for no good reason whatsoever, adds in this entirely unnecessary and disgusting rape baby subplot. Like, they get Leatherface to rape victims and have children and stuff like that. It's all sorts of messed up, and once again, not very good of a watch at all. Number 7, Leatherface. This is actually probably the most well-made movie of the entire franchise outside of the original. The only problem is that it really doesn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie at all. You have this massive red herring of a character named Bud that is 100% the blueprint for a young Leatherface. And then instead, for some reason I could never quite figure out, it's actually this other character, Jackson. Look, it really makes no sense and it's a bit of a dull watch, but I actually do applaud them for trying to do something different with the series. Did it work out all that well? No, not particularly. But you know what? This is a long-running franchise, and good for them for trying to shake things up. Number 6, Texas Chainsaw 3D. This one is a bit of an odd one, and I know that there are absolutely going to be some people that totally disagree with this placement. It's cringy, dumb, silly, but at the end of the day, it still does feel like a Texas Chainsaw movie. There's dumb characters, gory kills, and then of course, Leatherface with his trusty chainsaw. And of course, I will also forever be laughing my ass off at the line, "Do your thing, cuz."
Do your thing, cuz.
Number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. This one isn't really all that good either. In fact, it's mostly awful. I mean, it's actually a fairly well-made movie. Like, the director is certainly a competent director and knew what he was doing. The movie looks good, but it's the content that really drags it down here. It's got the most wishy-washy characters of the franchise. They are hot and then they are cold, black and then white, this and then that, the whole movie. There's like no consistency, a half-assed story that tries so desperately to knock off and replicate the formula from Halloween 2018, and for some reason decided to try and squeeze in a school shooting survivor subplot that also just didn't really work and felt incredibly half-baked. But it's only like an hour and 10 minutes long, so it's a super quick, easy watch, and the kills and gore are fantastic. I mean, this movie is absolutely brutal, possibly the most violent of the entire series. It does avoid the more cannibalistic side of the franchise in favor for more generic slasher tropes, but if you're heading in just to see the kills, then you will undoubtedly be satisfied. Are you looking for the perfect gift for the movie lover in your life, or maybe you just want to treat yourself? Then look no further than the most unique piece of movie art you could possibly have with MoviePalette. Visit moviepalette.com right now and use code BAM15 at the checkout for 15% off your order. And now, back to the video. Number 4. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. This one isn't terrible, it is very much so in line with the 03 remake, so if you like that one, you'll probably like this one too. I liked Jordana Brewster and Matt Bomer. It's got some pretty intense kills in a down and dirty feel that really fits the material. I actually liked the prequel elements, seeing how things unfolded to make Arlie Emery the sheriff and how the family became cannibals in the first place. I like seeing how Leatherface got his first mask, and even though it was really unnecessary, it was kind of funny seeing how the guy from the 03 remake lost his legs in this one. It's not a good movie by any means, but it's a solid and enjoyable enough prequel. Number 3. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The Texas Chainsaw fandom really seems to be split on this one, but I personally kinda like it. It's weird, wacky, fun, and very different. It really dives into the dark humor side of things, has some zany characters, memorable kills in a completely different tone to the original movie. I think Chop Top was an excellent addition, Stretch is a fantastic final girl, and I love how ballsy they were with this movie's ending. It's set in an abandoned theme park, they have a full-blown chainsaw fight, and then they end by killing off the entire Sawyer family, which really could have brought this franchise to an end. I mean, everyone, including Leatherface himself, dies in this movie. The final girl is the final character left alive. So to me, I find that's actually kind of awesome. Number 2. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Remake. Truth be told, I used to hate this movie with a passion. There was a period of time where I thought this was my least favorite movie ever made, but as time has gone on, I have mellowed out on it a little bit, and I actually see it as an enjoyable enough remake. It's much dirtier and grimier than the original, just an overall more gross and sticky feel and tone to it. But given that we are dealing with a family of cannibals that makes furniture out of human remains, it sort of makes sense. Jessica Biel does fine as our final girl, but it's really Arlie Emery that's the star and steals the show. And I actually do appreciate that they did pay enough homage to the original, absolutely paid their respects in my opinion, but also brought in enough new, fresh ideas to make it feel like a warranted remake. And also, this new version of Leatherface is far more terrifying than any other iteration. This dude is huge, he is bigger, he is meaner, and way more lethal. And that's horrifying all on its own. Number 1. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know each of the movies in this franchise has its fans, and I'm sure I'll see other people putting other movies over this original one. But for me, this first one is clearly the best, and honestly, it's not even close. This one shocked the world when it released back in 1974. They were simply not ready for how disturbing this movie is. They were not prepared for the visceral brutality of it. Sure, some elements in this movie haven't aged all that well, but all in all, the movie does hold up pretty damn good. And it is a landmark of the horror genre, and really of cinema altogether. So So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my ranking. While you're at it, be sure to let me know how you would have ranked all 9 of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. If you're a movie lover whatsoever, then my channel is the place to be for you. Be it rankings, top 10s, versus videos, tier videos, I have it all and so much more, with a backlog of over 500 videos already on the channel and new ones coming out every single week. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more content from me, then be sure to smash that subscribe button right now. While you're at it, don't forget to ring that little bell icon, that way you can be notified about all of my latest uploads. And as always, folks, stay safe, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap. Hey you, yeah you, if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you, and while you're here, consider hitting that subscribe button.